The trading card game PentaGods can be played by 2 to 5 players. The concept of the game is freeing a god before anyone else can. You do this by leveling up, capturing keys, and breaking the seal on your god's prison. In this video, the game will be explained. Every card has a certain cost a player needs to pay if they want to play the card. Every player starts at level 1. This means that every turn this player has 1 level point to spend. Since this card is level 1, the player can play this card, but doesn't have enough level points to play another card. A monster card is played upside down and is not able to do anything until it's flipped up next turn. Gaining levels. When a player has more levels, they are able to play more cards each turn. In order to gain a level, a player must kill another player's monster. For each monster killed, the player gets a level. These levels can be used to play more or more powerful cards. Only the player that actually kills the monster by striking the final blow gets a level, not the player that damaged it before. If a player attacks their enemy's monster and dies as well during the battle, the defending player does not get a level. You only get a level during your own turn. Only an attacking player can get a level. Now that the player killed an enemy monster, the player has an extra level, making their current level 2. Now they are allowed to play 2 level 1 cards each turn or 1 level 2. You may also discard 4 cards from your hand to get 1 level. The other way around is also possible. You may sacrifice a level to draw 2 cards. This level won't come back next turn and needs to be re-earned. Fighting. In order to gain levels and defeat your enemies, you need to fight. Each monster card has a certain amount of attack and health points. Imagine you want to fight your enemy's monster using your own. The player's monster has 60 attack and 70 health points. The player to their left's monster has 30 attack and 40 health points. When the player attacks their enemy's monster, the player will win and the enemy monster will die. This is because the player's 70 attack points are higher than the enemy's 40 health points. However, because the enemy's monster has 30 attack points, the player's monster also gets 30 damage. This damage is indicated on the card by putting damage counters onto the card. This damage remains on the card even after the turn is over. This means the card now has less health points and is therefore weakened. This also means it can be killed by another player more easily. Only upright monsters can attack, and a player can attack with as many of their upright monsters as they want. If they use multiple monsters to kill one enemy monster, all of the attacking monsters get the damage equal to the attacked monster. If they use multiple monsters to kill one enemy monster, all of the attacking monsters get the damage equal to the attacked monster's attack points. Capturing race keys. In order to win the game, you also need to capture your race key from each of your enemies. Each player has a race key for each of their enemies. Each race key has 250 health points that need to be removed in order for a player to capture it. Each player needs to get one specific key from their enemies. That key lies at the position that is equal to your position from that player. For example, the player next to you has your key closest to you. A player sitting 2 seats away from you has your key at the same position, etc. But this will later be indicated by color. A player can defend a race key by putting a construction card on it. This adds more health points to the race key. It also adds attack points, which a key normally doesn't have. You are not allowed to attack with a construction, but the attack points will damage an enemy monster back when the construction is attacked. A construction needs to be destroyed before the key can take damage again. If the structure is attacked by a creature with more attack points than the structure has lives, not only will the structure be destroyed, it will also let the remaining attack points through, damaging the key. Each key can only have one structure on it at the same time. But when destroyed, a player is free to place a new structure on a key in their own turns when desired. A player is also allowed to block an attack using one of their active monsters. This monster will take damage, but also damage the attacking monster. If the attack points of the attacker can't all be blocked by the defender's health points, the key gets the remaining damage. A player cannot use a monster to block an attack when there is already a structure on top of the key. A player only needs their own specific race key from every player. Capturing a race key also gives a player another level. Capturing the God Seal. In the middle of the playing field lies the God Seal, protected by the Seal Guardian. Every player may attack and damage the Seal Guardian at any time. The Seal Guardian has 90 attack and 200 health points. The person that first gets damage through the Guardian onto the Seal captures the God Seal. When a player captures the God Seal, they get 2 new levels and get to draw 3 new cards. Normally their turn would end after attacking, but because they just captured the God Seal, they are immediately allowed to place a construction onto the God Seal. The God Seal has no health points and other players can steal it by damaging it with even 1 point. Therefore the player must protect the God Seal the same way they would protect their race keys. Winning. To win the game, a player must have reached the maximum level, which is level 10, captured their race keys from all of their enemies, and have captured the God Seal. Being game over. A player is game over if they have no cards to play with anymore. This includes their deck, hand, and the playing field. A player is also game over if they have lost all of their race keys and don't own the God Seal. They have nothing left to protect and are game over. When the player doesn't have any race keys left but does have the God Seal, the player stays in the game until the God Seal is taken away from them. When a player is game over, the race keys they should have captured from other players disappear. This may even cause a chain reaction of multiple people being game over, if the key of the player that had just gone game over was their only one left. And basically that is how you play the trading card game PentaGods.